Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. My name's Alicia if you're new here. I hope that you will take the time to subscribe today so you can catch all of my future uploads. In today's video, we are going to be doing a demo slash first impressions on the new Makeup by Mario palette. This is the Ethereal Eyes palette that just released on Sephora recently. So this is the outer packaging. This retails for $68 if I did not mention, a little pricey. But this is the palette itself here. It looks like his other palettes, and I am going to grab those just so I can kind of show you the difference in them. All right, so here are his two other palettes that I have. I have the Master Metallics and I have the Master Mattes, and these are more of like a glossy plastic type of a packaging. This one is a more like, this is metal. So it is, nice packaging. When we open it up, you have got 12 different shades. Of course, you've got a nice mirror up here, but you've got 12 different shades. These are described as suede mattes, natural metallics, and glossy shimmers. The glossy shimmers in here are a brand new formula, and there's supposedly nothing like it on the market. So there are these three, I believe, are the glossy shimmers, and then you have got the natural metallics, and then the rest of these are the suede mattes. So you have got 7 mattes, 2 of the natural metallics, and then 3 of the glossy shimmers. So that is what the palette itself looks like. Now, the one that I think would be the most comparable is this one right here, which is the Master Mattes. I mean, in general, you're gonna kind of have some shades that are very, very similar. So if you have that, you probably have 7 of these shades, just being honest with you. But I want to go ahead and give you guys some swatches. All right, so this is the first row. And again, that is one of those new formula shades. All right, this one again is one of those new formulas. That one is really pretty. I honestly almost wanted to use that one today. And this is the shade that I used today. And again, that is one of those shimmers as well. I think that this is absolutely beautiful. This like metallic, I think this is the metallic. I'm not sure, honestly, with these two here, which one is supposed to be the glossy shimmer and which one is supposed to be the metallic. But this one here, it almost looks kind of more like a topper. Like it doesn't look like it has a lot of depth to it. But yeah, this is the shade range that you are getting with this palette. All right, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial, and then we'll do like final thoughts at the end. Okay guys, so I have you pulled in, and we are going to go ahead and get started with the eye look. Now, I thought this palette would be perfect for today. I have a client meeting, so I definitely didn't want to do anything too crazy. And I love that all of these shades are very like everyday wearable shades. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I really think I want to use one of these new glossy shimmers. He says it's the first of its kind formula, so I'm really interested to try one of those. And I think I'm going to stick to this one down here. And because this is a cooler eyeshadow, I'm going to go into this crease color here. Oh, and I'm looking at the shades on here. This palette is called Ethereal Eyes, and basically these shades are just numbered. So that would make this one right here number 5. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in with a blending brush, and I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up. It does have a little bit of kick up, and these are described as being suede mattes, so they're supposed to just be really rich, and they are supposed to be able to like grip onto your skin. So I mean, that sounds nice. I also want to mention that the metallics in here are described as natural metallics, and then the shimmers are, of course, the glossy shimmers, like I mentioned, which is the new formula. So as you could tell, that is really pigmented, and I think I just want to keep this very simple because I think that this is like an everyday palette. So basically what I'm going to do is take that same brush and I'm going to kind of go back into that number 5 shade. I'm just going to pack a little bit of that on this outer edge over here. And again, just working that into the crease. And I definitely want the star of the show to be this shade right here. So this is that glossy shimmer there. And I'm going to put this all over the lid. That is really pretty. I don't know if I would say it looks wet. I mean, you guys will have to let me know what you think, but it's supposed to look like it's wet on your eyes. I wouldn't say it really looks wet, but it is nice. All right, now I'm going to go in with a tiny little blending brush. And again, I'm going to go back into that number 5 shade. And the shimmer I used was number 11, by the way. All right, I'm going to kind of look down, and right where that shimmer ends, I'm going to go ahead and just emphasize the crease again. Just kind of deepen that up. This will also get away any little glitter flakes that we may have had in the crease and just clean that up. All right, and then last up, I think we need a little bit of darkness, okay? It's not popping enough for me. So I'm gonna go into this number 12 shade, which is the darkest shade in this palette. It looks like a brown, but it does look like it has kind of like a hint of a red to it. And I'm gonna go ahead, put that on a little packing brush, and I'm just gonna kind of smudge this along this outer edge over here. And I am bringing it slightly into the crease just on this very outer third. All right, then with my finger, I'm gonna go back and kind of blend that shimmer on top, and I'm gonna kind of just go back and forth until I'm happy with where the blend is at, which is about right here. It didn't take very long to blend that at all. So that added a little bit of darkness, gave my eye a little bit more shape, and I'm happy with where that is at. All right, and then you see where this line is from that crease. I'm gonna go back into the brush we used for the crease, and I'm gonna go into this number 1 shade, which is this more like creamy type of a shade here. And I'm gonna use that to help blend and buff this line. So all around those edges, I'm just gonna kind of use circular motions and windshield wiper motion, so just to kind of blend everything together. And as you can see, that line just disappeared. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and catch up the other eye, put on the rest of my makeup, and then we'll be back for the lower lash line. All right, so I have on the rest of my makeup. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish off the lower lash line. All right, so again, super duper simple. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with that number 5 shade that we used in the crease. I'm gonna put this all under the lower lash line. All right, and when I get to the edge over here, I'm gonna kind of flick this up just so it will connect to that upper lash as well. Just so everything is nice and seamless. Next up, I'm gonna go in with a tiny little smudger brush, and I am gonna go into the darkest shade down here, which is number 12. I am tapping this off, this dark shade, because our base is already done. All right, and then with this, I am just going to get this under the lashes, and I'm just gonna smudge this just on that outer third. Not bringing this all the way in because I don't want to close off my eye. That's it. It just adds a little bit of definition. I'm gonna go ahead, do the other eye, put on my mascara, and then we'll be back to talk about this palette. All right, guys, so this is the finished makeup look. I'm really happy with the look, but let's talk about this palette. All right, so first off, I love the packaging. I love that it's nice and sturdy. I would feel very safe traveling with this. However, this palette comes at a price tag of $68. I feel like that is a little bit pricey. Now you are getting 12 different shades in here. I love that these are everyday shades, especially if you're spending that kind of price point. You almost want it to be something you are going to constantly be using. However, I do feel like it could have been a little bit more special at that price point. When you're looking at this palette, 7 of these shades are mattes, and then there are 2 of the natural metallics, and then there are only 3 of those new glossy shimmers. I wish that this was a palette of like half of those glossy shimmers, or you know, something like that. I think that would have made it a little bit more worth it to me. I feel like I could duplicate this several times over, with the exception of like those 3 shades. And like I said, I don't feel like this looks wet looking. I mean, I do think that it is really pretty, but I don't think it looks like glossy. I'll have to continue to play with it, but as of right now, I think it is a nice palette. I think if you are looking for something like this, it's a good one to pick up, an everyday palette. If there is a makeup lover in your life and you want to get them something nice for Christmas, this is a nice gift. However, I don't think it's worth $68. But anyway, that is just my opinion. Again, I will continue to play with this. Let me know if you guys want to see any more looks with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.